Okay guys, so you're here to see the top 5 reasons why you're not having weight loss on a keto diet. If that's what you're looking for, stay tuned. Okay guys, so what we understand is that yes, you can have problems with a keto diet. Those problems can be resolved. Now, obviously, if there's something which could be a condition you have, then obviously talk to your GP or your family doctor. They know you the best. They'll be able to tell you how to counter or ease issues. Now, the biggest thing you have to understand is that when it comes down to understanding, the diet, it is blatantly obvious once you get used to it. And when you get used to it, now you'll be like, oh, why didn't I see that? It's going to have those 5 reasons are then known to you, and you will stop any problems you have in your keto diet. Now, okay guys, so without further ado, let's get on to number 1. So number 1, you're eating too many keto snacks. So this is something that we've all done. It's not just the issue of eating too many of them. You can also eat the wrong ones that have something like maltitol, sorbitol, xylitol in them. And the point is, they might not kick you out for one of them, but when you have 2 of them, they kick you out of the diet. So you have to be very cautious. Now, you're eating too many of these snacks, and if you can see here, you can see we're highlighting sugar alcohols, because if it's maltitol, sorbitol or xylitol, there's a good bet you're getting 50% to 75% of the carbs, and that's why you're being pushed out. Now, you're eating mini keto bars, desserts and low carb treats still contain hidden carbs, maltitol, starches or excess calories that can slow fat loss and increase cravings. So this is a major issue that is faced by most keto dieters. I faced it, many people have faced it. I know it's a hurdle. What happens? You start eating these snacks and you get carried away, and you've had maybe, oh, how many did you have? I only had 5 bars. 5 bars, well, each one claims it might be, say, for example, 2 grams net carb. It might be giving you 3 or 4 grams. So that's where you've been pushed out. So don't always be super confident with processed things in a factory. When you deal with salmon, when you deal with meat, there's no processing nearly. That's it. You get the pure product. That's why when you stay clean keto, you never have a problem. Now, when you see here, hidden carbs add up quickly. Some sweeteners may increase appetite and blood sugar. If your insulin spiked, you're signaling your body, stop ketone production. That's a problem. And how can you tell that you're being pushed out of ketosis? You start getting cravings or wanting to eat more of that bar, or you start looking at other things and you go, oh, I remember how good that tasted. So that's an issue. Now, easy to overeat, calorie-dense keto snacks. Unfortunately, don't get carried away, guys. Why? Simply because, it is a diet. You can eat till you're satiated, leave it at that. If you're just eating out of boredom, do something interesting. Okay, so here you go. So number 2, guys. Your insulin is still staying too high. So high insulin equals fat storage, low insulin equals fat burning. We have gone through this many times. It's a very important fact. You have to keep your insulin low. If your insulin spikes, it's telling you stop ketone production, stop fat access. Here we go. Even on keto, certain habits can keep insulin elevated and prevent your body from tapping into stored fat. Frequent snacking spikes insulin. Constant eating keeps insulin elevated and blocks fat burning. Cheat meals kick you out. High carb meals cause large insulin spikes and can take hours or even days to recover. That's one of the big problems, guys. Don't forget to get into ketosis. Is a metabolic pathway which you take a few days to transition. If it's not just a tiny spike that pushes you towards out or pushes you out of the diet, but just a little bit, then you can come back in quickly. But if you eat something very dense in, that's going to be very dense in carbs, or it's going to have a spike in your blood sugar really high, if you're out, you might take 3 days to come back in. So that's the big problem. Now, liquid calories add up. Sugary drinks, keto lattes, alcohol, creamers, all these different things have hidden carbs. You have to be careful. Healthy snacks can hurt you. Nuts, cheese, nut butters on keto, overeating them can raise insulin due to excess calories. Guys, as I said 100 times, moderation. Measure out, put it in a bag, eat it from the bag. Once those bags disappear, you've got no other option. Avoid them. Go fry up some eggs or eat a piece of meat. Now, Here we go, insulin controls fat burning. High insulin fat storage mode, low insulin fat burning mode, as you can see here in the picture. So high insulin, fat is stored, cravings increase, energy crashes, weight loss stalls. That's a sign you have an issue and you're eating too many carbs or something that spikes your blood sugar. Low insulin here, fat is released, cravings decrease, steady energy, weight loss happens. So very simple. Now, low insulin is the key that unlocks fat loss on keto. Manage your habits, manage your insulin. Guys, it's 100% true. Manage what you're eating, keep the insulin low. If it spikes, you've had something that doesn't agree to your diet, take it out of your diet. Once you're back to normal, you know you've successfully eliminated that problem. Okay guys, so number 3. So here we go. Okay guys, so this is looking at your hormones. So norepinephrine is the American way of saying this, as it's there for you. We call it noradrenaline. Now, noradrenaline in the UK, as we say, is basically, again, impacted on the diet. So I've also brought up to understand what happens with your insulin hormone, but how it affects all other hormones and how these things are going to be an issue on your diet. So if you look at number 3 here, you can see your hormones are working against you. So high insulin equals fat storage, low insulin equals fat burning. Yes, this is important. Now we need to go into more information about the other hormones. So insulin blocks fat burning. High insulin stops your body from accessing stored fat. Yes, fat burning hormones drop. So you have here, this is the main one now we're looking at for number 3. You have noradrenaline, and the other key fat burning hormones, they drop as well. So noradrenaline, as we say in the UK, this one is very important to understand. It's not now just a hormone of insulin and what it does, it's also noradrenaline. This is also impacted. So weight loss stalls. Even in a calorie deficit, your body can hold onto weight if insulin stays high, and low insulin equals hormone balance. Balanced hormones mean more fat burning, less cravings, and steady progress. So it's accumulative. It's not just now as simple as you thought. You have a lot of other things impacted. Again, I mentioned quite a lot about aldosterone. It helps balance back out regarding when you drop sodium because of low insulin. Now we're looking at here, so high insulin hormone imbalance. So if you've got the high insulin, you have low growth hormone, low noradrenaline, you have low fat burning, and you have low fat storage. But if you have low insulin hormone balance, it means, so what this means is that you have heavy growth hormones. So you have healthy growth hormones, you have healthy noradrenaline, and you have fat burning up, and you have fat storage down. So this is saying that there is more complex than you think. So once you have that, it's very easy to see insulin, but insulin also impacts several other things that we must look at. So this is why low insulin reactivates fat burning hormones. So once you get that done, all hormones skip into function. So it's a lot more complex than you can imagine. And when you're looking at noradrenaline, you can understand you will have anxiety, rapid heartbeats, sweating, feeling wired or overstimulated. So this is an issue. Low levels may be associated with fatigue, poor focus, low motivation, and low mood. Now, when you're on a keto diet, the noradrenaline will slightly increase, not too much. And so why does this help? Well, it helps maintain energy despite eating few carbs. It supports fat mobilization and fat burning, and it can increase alertness in some people in ketosis. So it can help and have a lot of beneficial side effects with noradrenaline. So again, it's a knock-on impact onto other hormones. You don't want to have too little, you don't want to have too much. Because if you have too little, you have fatigue, poor focus, low motivation, low mood. And if you have too much, you have anxiety, rapid heartbeat, sweating, and feeling wired or overstimulated. Okay guys, so number 4, here we go. So stress and poor sleep are sabotaging your progress. Now, why is this important? Well, when you have low sleep or stress, you release cortisol, the stress hormone. But this stress hormone also, what does it do? It hires insulin. So that's what you don't want. So high insulin, fat storage, low insulin, fat burning. Again, it's all related. So you have to be careful at all different angles how you enter ketosis and understand that it's all linked in and it all amalgamates in the end. So Chronic stress and lack of quality sleep raise cortisol and insulin levels, increasing cravings and slow fat loss, even when you're eating keto. So stress spikes cortisol. High cortisol increases insulin and drives your body to store fat, especially around your belly. Cravings go up. Stress increases cravings for carbs and sugar, making it harder to stick to keto. Poor sleep hurts fat loss. Lack of sleep disrupts hunger hormones, raises insulin, and decreases your willpower and energy. Low energy, low results. When you're tired and stressed, your body holds onto fat and burns less. So what you understand is, again, when you come into having not enough sleep, don't forget you'll go into gluconeogenesis. So that's a problem. You will make glucose in your liver, so be careful. Now, manage stress, sleep better, burn fat. So you have high stress and poor sleep equals higher cortisol and insulin, more cravings and emotional eating, poorer sleep quality, slower fat loss, more belly fat storage, and low energy and mood. Now, low stress and quality sleep lead to lower cortisol and insulin, fewer cravings and better choices, deeper quality sleep, faster fat loss, less belly fat, more energy and better mood. So what's the key takeaway? Low stress plus quality sleep equals lower insulin plus better fat loss. Manage your mind, protect your sleep, transform your body. So again, guys, another massively important factor. If you're not sleeping well, look at your electrolytes, especially calm yourself down. Here we go. Number 5. So number 5, you're not in a true fat burning ketosis state. Sounds simple, but it's true. Now, the reason why the weight loss is stalled is simple. Either, again, high insulin, you've had too many carbs, you're stressed, you're not having sleep, something has spiked maybe gluconeogenesis. So, again, ketosis equals fat burning mode. In ketosis, your body uses stored fat for fuel instead of glucose. There's no way you can't lose weight. This is pretty much it. I've been on it for a while. Unless something like has happened that has spiked your insulin and caused you your cortisol as well, and lack of sleep or electrolytes, you should be burning tons of fat. If not, something else has happened. So high insulin locks you out. Low insulin equals ketosis. Track, test, tweak, see what's going on. Think about, write down what you've eaten, change it. Remove something you know. Look at the things that you know 100% are a fact. Look on the internet, check out them, look at some of my videos. If you're sitting there and you've got pure meats, you can't go wrong. Look at the man-made stuff. Look at something that's been added sauces or dressings. Look at it. Is it my tea? Am I putting too much milk in my tea? And I'm having 7 cups of tea a day, I'm going to push myself out with loads of lactose sugar. So you have to understand there's a process. So here we go. Ketosis can only happen when insulin is low, not in ketosis, high insulin state. Something has done this to you. Insulin levels are high, body burns glucose, not fat, fat storage is on, ketones are low or zero, cravings are stronger, energy is unstable, weight loss stalls. Simple. Now, in ketosis, low insulin state, insulin levels are low, body burns fat for fuel, fat storage is off, ketones are elevated, cravings are minimal, energy is steady, and weight loss happens. So, how to get and stay in ketosis? Avoid hidden carbs, number 1 there. Manage stress and control, sleep 7 to 9 hours a night, stay hydrated and get electrolytes, eat real whole low carb foods. So if you go clean keto, that will make sure 100% you'll be in ketosis. Now, ketosis isn't a diet, it's a metabolic state. Low insulin unlocks it, stay low, stay in ketosis, burn fat. So this is telling you it's not like a normal restrictive calorie diet. You don't just say, I'm going to eat less and I lose weight. It doesn't work like that. You say, I'm going to change what I eat for the long term and I'm going to lose a phenomenal amount of weight in the long term, and I can even make it a complete lifestyle. So remember that, guys. Okay guys, so that's the end of the top 5 of why your weight loss has stalled. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments please guys. Thumbs up and subscribe. Okay guys, I'll see you on the next one.